You know, there is no reason you should be buying from a company that you don't own that company. The stock market has transformed my life. This is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. But when you start investing and get that change of mindset, all you have to do is to start. All you have to do is to get that mentoring and that coaching. What I want to tell everybody is,
when most people think about investing is they start thinking about some abstract companies, right? And they don't realize that almost everything they deal with on a daily basis, everything they use, everything they consume is backed by a company that is on the stock market. And that their consumption, each dollar they spend on each of those companies, by extension, is also making the value of that company higher. So they could be benefiting in two ways.
absolutely,
By consuming the product and by also having an increased valuation of the company stock which they own, and then they're benefiting in those two
you
ways.
have said it right, my brother. There isn't a better way to put it. There is no reason you should be buying from a company that you don't own that company.
Fact.
I'm telling you, every dollar you spend on that company, you're giving them revenue to grow and give money back to those that are invested. So if you are giving money to that company, why shouldn't you be investing in that company so that you can gain from that company from dividends, from when the price of the shares goes up? That is just magical, man. And all it takes is a smartphone.
Wow, wow. Now let me ask you this, Eddie. Let me ask you this. You know, we live in a time today with social media. Everything looks great, right? Like the preacher this morning for the church service, he mentioned something that was powerful. He said people will show you the best and hide the rest,
Yes,
right?
yep.
I really want you to open up. I know you're a very private guy, but I want you to open up to people. How has investing on the stock market especially changed your life and your financial circumstance? I don't want to give specifics, but you can share some ballpark numbers. You can share some different things that have happened in your life thanks to investing on the stock market and being able to leverage that vehicle.
Absolutely.
As a well-building strategy.
My brother, this is a very good question, and I'll tell you where I am today from a financial perspective. Without the stock market, I couldn't have even been close. I'm today a business owner, a real estate investor, and a stock market investor, as well as a coach. And the stock market has transformed my life. I'll tell you. This is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. So why we are in this arena that you see us today is because we understand that there is still work to be done. We still have to learn. I'll tell you, most of my students that I teach, I show them a portfolio that I started with $5 in 2015. That simply means every time I get paid, I put $5 in there. Over time, I increased that amount to $50 to $100. Right now, I put about $250 every 2 weeks. But that account is over 6 figures today.
Wow.
There isn't a way, no way. When I moved to the United States, if you tell me that I will have $20,000, I will say you're mad. When am I going to pay my bills, my car note, make sure that I pay my credit card and stuff like that? But when you start investing and get that change of mindset, don't get me wrong, the stock market goes up and down.
Correct.
But I'll tell you, if you get the coaching that you need, you invest in the right stocks. Don't follow people that don't even understand the market and you want to get quick gains. That's where you get bitten really bad. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to do it right. There is a right way to do it. But invest in solid companies. Microsoft is not going anywhere.
Correct.
Amazon is not going anywhere. Tesla is not going anywhere. The S&P 500 is the easiest way for you to invest. Download a brokerage account and just be buying there. 20 years from today, you come and thank us, even making this video for you guys.
Wow, that's impressive. And by the way, guys, listen, down in the description section of the video, I'm going to be leaving some helpful links for you. If you are interested in understanding better how to invest, If you just need even to book a one-on-one time so we can have a conversation on how to go forward with your plan and start today, you have links, and those links will be leading you to how you can reach me, how you can reach Eddie, how you can get your investing life started if you haven't started, or even if you have started, how you can accelerate your gains and see significant growth in your portfolio. I am telling you this, the latest time to have planted, the best time to have planted a tree was 10 years ago. The next best time is today.
Oh, yeah.
The best time to have started investing was 10 years ago. The next best time is today as you're watching this video. So anyways, Eddie, you mentioned something here that's important, right? You've explained a little bit how this thing has really significantly changed your life. Now, if somebody is sitting out there watching us having this conversation, we just finished from a training, and I would say this, we are not novices in investing.
Yeah.
We are significantly we have significant knowledge. We have significant expertise. We can't call ourselves experts, no.
Yeah.
But we are really, we are able to really invest significantly.
Absolutely.
Well, right? And yet we still have to want to come and get more education.
Yep.
We still have to pay thousands of dollars
Oh, yeah.
to come and attend a 3-day seminar
Yep.
like this.
Yep.
We still have to invest the time. You drove in from San Antonio for 2 hours. I drove in an hour for 3 days continuously
Yeah.
to attend this. How important is that education piece to success on investing and being able to grow your wealth in general?
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you, investing in the stock market is like you are training to become a surgeon.
Yes.
It is very, very critical.
Not
That means,
just-
yeah. So before you become a surgeon, you have taken multiple practices. You have gone through school. You have gone through a lot of education. They can't just give you someone's brain to operate on when you don't know that you do a good job.
Correct.
And both of us are I'll say we are professional investors, but we still take the time to come and learn because you never stop learning.
Correct.
You never stop learning. Even the people that taught us today, they are still learning from other people.
Absolutely.
So what I want to tell everybody is all you have to do is to start. All you have to do is to get that mentoring and that coaching. Don't go out there and just venture in the market and think that, okay, let me give this a try. I'll tell you, you will not go far. You will not go far. You'll get burned.
Correct.
It's easy. You'll get burned. And if somebody wants to talk about the stock market after that, you won't even want to hear about it. You have to do this the right way. Some of us, we didn't do it the right way, but eventually we kind of realized that we needed that education. That is why we have scaled over time. Don't go through the route that we went. Come get thorough education and coaching so you can do it the right way. It will fit your plan. It will fit your long-term goals, your short-term goals, and your mid-term goals.
And that is important what you say because everybody is different.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And people are at different points in their lives. And people are in different careers. Sometimes they don't have time. Sometimes maybe they feel like they don't have the mental intelligence and things like that. I think one of the beautiful things is the ease in which investing has been brought to. You mentioned at the beginning that when you started working for the state of New Mexico, to open a brokerage account, you needed about $15,000
Yeah.
as deposit.
Yep.
Today, you need
Zero.
$0 as deposit.
Yep.
Number two, you don't even have to actively be involved in actively investing on a daily basis.
No.
You can just set it and forget it.
Yep.
So for those people who want to set it and forget it, who want to say, hey, you know what? I know the education too is important, but I might not be able to follow through the entire education right now. But is there a way I can start with something that I can set and just consistently be investing in and forget while I'm building my ability? Is that possible?
That is very, very possible, my brother. And it takes $0 to start. It takes $0 to open that brokerage account. When you get the initial coaching, you get that brokerage account set. We understanding your goal, your long, medium, and short-term perspective, we will be able to guide you towards opening and automating that portfolio. That you don't have to be there every day, every week, every month.
Correct. And just for the record, my dear guests, we this is not financial advice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We are just sharing our perspective
Chief.
here. We are just talking about things we have done and which we believe if you like it, you feel like it's something that could be valuable to it, you could leverage some of the knowledge, some of the skill we have. But please make sure you do your own due diligence and you take moves that you believe you are confident in. So Eddie, I really think there is nothing more important in this time and age like number one, getting that financial education, and number two, getting involved in the number one wealth building mechanism in America,
Yep.
right? And one of the challenges I see a lot, especially around people who might be immigrants in America, right? People who maybe came to America from a different country, right? There's usually a challenge from that mindset perspective of, wanting to have some quick gains
Yep.
very fast, wanting to do a little thing and get the most amount of profit. Can you talk about what it takes to really find that mindset switch, to be able to pivot your mindset to understand that it is a long and consistent game? Can you talk to those people?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I've worked over my time coaching people on how to invest in the stock market. I've coached over 1,000 people as of now, and I'll tell you, I've heard numerous stories. If anybody comes to you, I'll make this very clear and tell you, give me this, I'll give you this while investing in the stock market. That is a fallacy.
Yes.
That's number one.
There's no guarantee.
Number two, if somebody says, give me $10,000 every week, I'll give you $1,000, I'm investing in the stock market, that's a lie. You don't have to give anybody your money to invest in the stock market. You have a phone, you create your portfolio, you put money in your brokerage, and you buy your stocks. Even with crypto assets, we haven't even talked about that's another. I have been preaching about. I started buying Bitcoin when Bitcoin was $16,000.
Wow.
That's when I started buying. And do you know how
So
much I
only
was?
on your Bitcoin you can retire today.
I'm telling you.
Listen, guys, listen. We are sitting here on probably the most life transformational opportunity humanity has ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I don't want to get into finish your thought first on mindset. Crypto is another thing.
Yeah. So it comes back to what I'm trying to say here. Our people, they want quick gains. There are people that I have coached. All I tell them is consistency.
Yes.
But when they put in $1,000 in there over 4 or 5 months, they have made say $500 or 1,000 or double the. They just want to take it out.
Correct.
But they don't understand the power of compound interest.
Yes.
Compound interest is the 7 wonders of the world.
Correct.
If you turn, anybody watching this video, guys, just go and type compound interest. I'll make it very simple. If you invest $100 today, right? The next month, you invest another $100. Get this into perspective. Your first $100 have made 10%. So right now, you have $110. You're putting in another $100.
Right.
And remember, that $100, you might be buying the stock now at 95. So notwithstanding, your other $100 will take you at 210, right?
Right.
You get another 10% on that. What will be that? That will be $21.
Correct. $210.
Yes, that will be $21.
Yes.
Plus your 210. You are already at 231. How much have you put in there? $200. Continue doing that for 5, 10, 15 years. Put that, go on Google and type the investment calculator. Just put 10% return. Invest $500, $200, $100 every month, whatever amount. Just see in 5, 10, 15, 20 years how much you. And when I'm saying 10%, my brother and I, we know the returns. I'm not gonna, again, returns are not guaranteed. But if you know what to do in what market that you find yourself, it's just endless, man. It's endless.
So I'll ask you something, Eddie. And this is a question that, or this is a thought that has been a consistent reflection in a lot of communities around immigrant people in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am sitting in America today, and I have $300,000. And my friend has told me, hey, in Ghana, in Senegal, in Nigeria, the Airbnb apartments are hot. People are building Airbnbs. They are renting it out. They are making money off it. You understanding, because I know you have real estate property both in Africa and the US. You have real estate Airbnb apartments in Africa and the US. What would you advise that person? Would you say they should invest their money they should invest their money in the stock market in the US, or they should go ahead and build a $300,000 Airbnb apartment in Cameroon or in Nigeria, in Ghana.
That is a very, very, I know. And you guys know what? I'm going to be very, very blunt here. And this is all my perspective. So just listen to my perspective. Each and everyone, they have their perspective on this. One thing that we fail to understand is if you're in your 20s, if you're in your 30s, whether you like it or not, give or take, you have another 30 years to stay in this country, work to get to your 60s before you say, okay, I'm retiring and going home. Within that 30 years, you know what you can do? Just from investing in S&P 500, these are the top-notch 500 companies in the US. If you just start putting some of that money in there, you will have more than 10x your investment. But take this. If you take $300,000 today, and you take it to Africa, right? You put that on an investment. What is your return on investment on that $300,000? Remember, you have buried $300,000 in there. You might be making $2 million every month or $1 million every month.
That's about what,
$4,000.
Yeah.
It's going to take you over 20 years for you to even break even on that investment.
Correct.
Meanwhile, somebody that has put that money in the S&P 500, they might have 10x that money before you are even breaking even. So, but at the same time, what I tell people, diversify your portfolio.
Absolutely.
That is why I advise people, if you have, you don't necessarily need to even buy a house. You can invest in real estate investment trust.
Okay.
That's
and what is that?
Okay, real estate investment trust. There are a lot of companies out there that buy properties, that develop properties and stuff. They need capital to buy those. Okay. So if the price of houses keep going up, those real estate investment trusts go up. Mm-hmm. So you don't have the problem of a landlord. You don't need somebody does not have to call you and say my toilet is clogged. Mm-hmm. You have to come and fix it. You don't have to worry to collect rent. But at the same time, you have your steady stream of income. A lot of real estate investment trusts, they come with dividends. Mm-hmm. So you have dividends payment. They average 10 to 17% return annually.
So you just buy into that company?
You just buy into that trust.
Buy a share of that company?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're already investing in real estate.
So you can be in real estate without actually owning physical property?
Absolutely, my brother.
You can be proud of being a real estate investor.
Absolutely.
Without even carrying the burden.
A lot of multi-million-dollar real estate investors today, they don't own those buildings. They are investing in the trust.
That's a very good one. Now, let me take you a step back. Let's get back to the Airbnb example you were talking about. I mean, I really want everyone to understand. I am originally from Cameroon. Eddie is from Cameroon. We love our continent. We want to develop our continent. We want to partner. And we believe that investments like in Airbnb, in buildings, in real estate, in farming, in technology, in manufacturing, in engineering are going to change our continent significantly. But now, is there a creative way where if I really want to still do the Airbnb project in Ghana, in Senegal, in Cameroon, I can leverage the S&P 500 here with that my initial investment and still be able to use some returns from that investment and build that Airbnb now?
You just nailed it. There is this guy that I started coaching 3 years ago. Wow. This guy, I'll not call the name, but I'll give you guys some amounts. This guy, he came in with about 150K. To invest. It's about 3 years ago. Wow. I coached him. We work on him structuring his portfolio. And I'll tell you, that guy has 2x that amount, his portfolio. So, yep.
So he's probably above 300
He's
now.
Above 300. And what he's done, he has withdrawn over $100,000 and he started building something in Africa.
While his capital is
still here.
On the US market, still making money.
Absolutely. Okay. So what I tell people, if you go back to Cameroon, you go there every year, you'll see a lot of unfinished buildings. Do you know why? No. Because especially during COVID time, a lot of Africans here had multiple jobs. So the cash flow was flowing. So some of the
was pumping, like a faucet.
So a lot of them, they thought that was going to be constant. You know, they engage in these huge projects, and right now they can't finish it. It's
So they're no
standing.
longer generating
Oh,
that
it's no
amount
more
of income.
generating that. And some of them, they start projects, it takes 5 years for them to complete that project because, again, they still have to work so hard before they put money in there to finish. What I can advise you, if you don't have the entire capital to build a house, invest in the stock market and start taking the proceeds every, say, 6 months or every 3 months and be putting in there. The stock market can generate you regular proceeds. And again, this depends on the size of your account.
Of course.
We've been in a class here today. They showed us easy ways that with a $100,000 account, you can generate $20,000, $15,000, $10,000 every week, every month, depending on what strategies. So it's all about the education, guys.
Correct.
It's all about the education. Without the education, you can venture and you can lose a lot. It's like you just going and building something in Cameroon. You don't have the right people to manage it, your money will be gone.